This is the Zotac GTX 1070 Amp Extreme review. Can't get over how heavy this card is. The first thing you'll notice about this card is that it is huge. This card goes way above the PCI Express slot. It is way thicker than two PCI Express slots. It has dual 8-pin power on it. The back is a huge, thick exo armor is what they call it, plate of metal. And this card probably weighs about 2 or 3 pounds. It is the heaviest card I've ever held in my life. If you buy this card, definitely get some kind of support, because plugging it in alone, it will break your PCI Express slot over time. For the I/O of the card, you have 3 display ports, 1 HDMI 2.0, and a DVI port. On the back of the card, you'll see the push the limit LED, a strong Zotac branding of the yellow and silver. Some people will hate that, some people will love it. The yellow probably clashes with a lot of builds. You can also see the power boost on it, which I believe helps smooth out the power delivery to the GPU. On the front of the card, you'll see the 3 fans. These fans almost never spin. Even when overclocking, you barely need to use them, they'll barely come on during games. Under the plastic shroud, you'll see the several heat pipes along with a huge fin array to keep this card cool. This card is designed to stay cool and quiet no matter what. You'll also notice that on this side of the card there are armor RGB LEDs here and here, and this Zotac logo right here is also RGB LED. So in order to do the Zotac LEDs, you need to go to their website, find your graphics card, go to the downloads, and then download Firestorm V2 right here. Well, get the 64-bit if you can find it. And then once you have that downloaded, you have this window right here. And then you click Spectra, and this will let you switch between all the different modes, like static, breathing, strobe, and cycle. This is also where you can overclock your card and do multiple other things with it. Right out of the box, this card clocks itself to over 2000 megahertz, but it reduces back down to about 1987 megahertz with 0 overclocking. So for the benchmarks, I put this card up against the dual GTX 970s. I feel like this gives a pretty good comparison since these are all 70 series cards. Against 2 970s in SLI, stock clocked, it struggled. Even when this card is overclocked to the maximum limit I could, it still did not beat out the 970s 5 times out of 6. So even with all the extra power delivery and cooling capability of this card, overclocking was a pain in the butt. I used EVGA's Precision XOC software to do the overclocking. I believe GPU Boost 3.0 really hampers this card. I was able to get it to 2151 MHz on the GPU core and 4414 on the memory clock, but that was not due to thermal limits or anything else, it just would crash. That being said, the Ice Storm triple slot cooler on this card is overkill. If GPU Boost let this card get over 70 degrees Celsius, this card would not need fans on it. That's how powerful this cooler is and how cool the chip is. While it seems like such a huge cooler and such great power delivery would be great for overclocking, it's not. The card simply does not let you go past 2151 MHz, it just flat out crashes every single time no matter what setting I did. So, really, you just have a big heavy block of metal on your card. While it's quiet, it takes up a whole bunch of space and it costs a lot of extra money. You can buy this card online for $449, which is a large price increase over the original 1070 price. Overall, I give this card an 8 out of 10. The price is a little bit steep, the cooler is a little bit huge, and in the end you get the same performance as cards that cost less than this one does. Basically, if this card was about $20 cheaper and 2 slots instead of 2.5, I would give it a near perfect score. It's about as good as you can get for a 1070. If you want the quietest thing in your computer to be your graphics card, this is it. There was no coil whine, the fans were silent or not even running 99% of the time. If you like this review, please check out our channel. We have lots of other videos and reviews for you to check out. Thanks for watching.
Boom.
Boom!
You just shatter it on camera.
Smash it.
And then we don't tell Cody, we just release it Sunday. And he watches it. And then he boom.